much, Mara. Tzaraim Tovim, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. I'm here in Framingham, Massachusetts, shortly to be going towards Brookline, Massachusetts. And it's an honor to be with you this first time to offer a short reflection on the practice of praying for healing and then sharing a collective moment to do the thing that we've learned about. So this practice goes back to the Torah, as does almost everything. We see Abraham prayed for Abimelech in Genesis, and we see how Moshe prays for the recovery of Miriam, his sister, just in last week's Torah portion, which gives us the words that we sometimes sing, El na refana la, God, please heal her. Just a simple outcry, no formulas, just a simple prayer, a simple cry. And we see praying for healing elsewhere in the Tanakh as well. So Rambam's Mishnah Torah, Rambam's laws, teach us about the mitzvah of bikor cholim, of visiting the sick. And about that, he writes, bikor cholim mitzvah al hakol. The mitzvah of visiting the sick or comforting the sick applies to everyone. Afilu gadol mevaker et hakatan. Even a gadol, an important person or a person of a high status, must visit one who is a katan, a person of a lower status. Umevaklin harbe pa'amim bayom. And one should visit like many times a day. And there's like a caveat on this, that, we don't just do this mitzvah one time. All right, I checked on you 2 months ago. You said you were going good. You said you were feeling good then, so now I don't have to check in again. Right? No, we're supposed to continue to stay in touch with people who are in recovery, people who are sick, people who are in need of healing. V'chol hamosif meshubach ubilvad shelo yatriach. And everyone who does this mitzvah, or the more that you do it, the more praiseworthy it is. The more times that you check in with a person, the more praiseworthy it is. Unless you become a tircha, Rambam says, unless it becomes a burden, unless you're obnoxious or it's burdensome to the person. So we really have to be tuned into how often are we checking in? When do we check in? And Rambam, who was a physician, has laws that outlined exactly like what are some of the best ways that we check in with other people. וכל המבקר את החולה, כאילו נטל חלק מחיילו והקל מעליו. And so everyone who's visiting the sick, it's as if they're taking a part of their sickness and their pain away with them. And this is the rub. V'chol she'eno mevaker ke'ilu shofech damim. And anyone who's not doing the practice of visiting the sick, it's as if they're guilty of bloodshed, Rambam would say. You're leaving them to suffer alone, right? And we know science has shown us that that's what causes more, like earlier death, more suffering when people don't have communities around them. So us being community for people, it's saving their lives. So we do this mitzvah on the phone. We do the mitzvah through texts. We do the mitzvah in person. And we're really bringing to people an opportunity to offer a breath of fresh air, right? To have something new, something other than their illness or their recovery or whatever it is. Fun fact, boker, which means morning, is related to the word levaker, which is to visit the sick, and levaker as in visiting. And so they both have this element of renewing energy, a fresh start. So that's what we're offering when we go visit people who are deep in whatever illnesses they're in. Yet, when we do this, Rambam's teaching us that we take away some of their suffering. What do we do with it? We're like walking out with it. we're then holding on to a little bit of their suffering, a little bit of their sickness. I always leave instances of visiting with people who are in sick or in recovery like from addictions, feeling like I am bearing away some of their ailment. And that makes me feel helpless. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a magician, right? I can't do anything about the situation. So saying a Mi Sheberach gives me something to do. It's a special opportunity for us to give that bit of the illness that we take away through our texts and our calls and our visits, to just leave it, give it to God, to the universe, to the doctors who know more, to the medicines that are working on the level that the medicines work, right? We know that this Mi Sheberach practice is for us to do that because there's no mitzvah to pray for the sick, right? The mitzvah is to visit the sick, to be present. And this Mi Sheberach is an opportunity for us to do something in that moment. After our Mi Sheberach, we should hopefully feel a little more hopeful, a little less helpless, because we've done something for the sake of our friend, our relative, our beloved who is ill. We've not only taken away some of their pain, but we've transformed it into something holy and sacred on their behalf. Just as we take away some of the pain for those who are sick during the Mi Sheberach, God reaches to take the pain from us. So this afternoon, or whatever time of day it is where you are, may we each experience a lightening, allowing that pain to be passed along, the sickness to be passed along, for us to be a little lighter, so we can continue to be of service in the refuah, in the healing of those that we are praying for today. And in a moment, we're going to sing together, or I'll sing, you can sing. And I invite you to hold up your hands like this as an offering, literally, for that pain, the sickness to be taken away. Close your eyes and give it away and feel it removed. So I turn it over to Mara for the words. Mi Sheberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi Sheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
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 Thank you,
Amen.
Rabbi.
Thank
That
you,
was
Rabbi.
beautiful.
Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Amen. And thanks, Mara.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you,
Thank
Oda.
you.
Thank you,
Oda.
Mara.
Thank you.